I lived in Las Vegas for 5 years back in the day. But when I moved to Las Vegas, my dad and I bought a 24-foot box truck. It was blue, and we called it the Big Blue. And it had some alignment issues. We fixed it, and it was old. It had like 300,000, 400,000 miles on it. It was crazy. And I remember coming up over these hills that we're going over now through the deserts. Man, that thing was going so slow. I mean, it was going so slow. I was going like 25, 15 miles an hour on the upwards. This van is actually not going as fast as, it's not going as slow as last time, but it's not going as fast as I normally go over these rises. I think we're going up over these hills at like 45, 50 miles an hour. And that's pretty slow. It does bring back memories of me slowly climbing those hills. And I remember that engine was like, and it was just working its way up. What was it? What year was that van? 1990 or something, 89 or something like that. I don't know. It was old truck. I remember, and I've told this story before. I was. This was before YouTube, so I can't say we were. When I talk to the camera here, I consider you as the we, by the way. So I was driving across the Texas Panhandle, and I was towing my Kia Spectra in the back, and it had one of those articulating two-wheel vehicle carriers that was hooked to the trailer hitch of the pickup of the box truck, and it had two chains that hooked onto the security loops on the truck. While we were driving, I was driving, the trailer ball, the ball hitch, just decided to say goodbye. It just popped right off. It stayed inside the actual hitch of the car carrier, but it ripped right off of the hitch of the hitch assembly of the box truck. And I didn't notice it until I looked at my side view mirror, and I looked over, and I could see this little red car. It kept like coming into view, and I kept catching it out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, who the hell is that guy trying to get around me? And it took me, a couple of seconds, not too long, but a couple of seconds before I realized that it was actually my car. And one of the security chains, completely sheared off. It was straight. It went from a hook, a steel hook, to straight. And the whole car was hanging on by one hook. And it was just sort of, woo, like flopping around. And I remember I hit the brakes on the box truck, but I hit him softly because I was afraid the car would just jam into the back of the box truck and I'd just destroy my car. But if I didn't stop soon, and that chain, if it was to let go, then the car would just go flying off somewhere. And the luckiest thing happened. The tongue of the car carrier jammed into the space between the bumper and the box of the box truck. And in doing so, it sort of lodged itself in a clean way. Didn't touch the car, and so I was able to slow down and stop on the road. And it took a little doing, but I was able to find a roadside shop, like an automotive repair shop. So he welded the hitch ball to the hitch assembly on the box truck, and he gobbed it on, man. That weld was thick. I mean, that was a 2-inch ball with a 4-inch weld. It was crazy, but it got me to where I was going, and that van was sort of useful to me as a storage locker for a lot of my business stuff. I ended up selling that van for more than I paid for it, just like $100 more than I paid for it. And then the guy that drove away with it broke down on the way to his home, which I felt real bad about. But we signed over to the title and everything. I said, I'm sorry, man. The van was fine. It was just old. Buyer beware. We're about to ride over the hill, and we're going to be in Las Vegas. Like I said, I lived in Vegas for 5 years, and next to China being my home that I'm like most comfortable in, Vegas is probably the second, the place that I feel most comfortable in. And then Michigan, where I was born and grew up, might be a close third. But I mean, when I moved to Vegas, I had so many formative moments. It's where I sort of established myself as a businessman, where I struggled and almost hit the bottom and then I came back up again. It was when I was introduced to the idea of moving and living in China, and it's where I sort of gave up my life in America to move to China. I mean, there was a lot going on with that 5-year period I lived in Vegas. My dad and I had some good connection moments and had some fun road trips together. I mean, there was a lot of good times. But anyways, yeah, we're crossing over this ridge here, and then Vegas will be on the other side. Yeah, the ridge over here, that's where the road goes over, and then there's a casino right there. And then after the casino, you see Las Vegas. Los Vegas in China. They call it Las Vegas, Los Vegas.